All right, welcome to Reel to Reel Outdoors. Captain Adam and Captain Jeremy here. We just had a couple of great days on the water with some awesome people from Aqua Traction, and we had a great experience with their product. We had the product on both boats now, and we just want to introduce you to these guys and kind of give you a explanation of what we enjoy so far with our experience.
Yeah, it's been really great to work with this group of people, and they just spent a couple days on the water with us. A couple days of tough fishing. We did end up catching a whole bunch of fish, despite the fact that fishing was pretty tough. So
yeah, we did some traveling.
We did. We made a lot of moves. We fished everywhere from Mona Lake all the way to Whitehall. We fished in Whitehall for a couple of days. We ran north of Whitehall to Stony Lake. We fished north from Stony Lake to Little Point Sable. We fished north of Little Point up towards Pentwater. We fished Wisconsin.
Yeah, I have a Wisconsin license.
Yeah, we bought Wisconsin licenses.
Pretty exciting.
All in all, I think we went through somewhere in the realm of about 1,000 gallons of fuel, and saw a lot of Lake Michigan. Big tour of the lake, so got to see some parts of the lake I've never seen. Some spots on the GPS that I've always wanted to go to. We got to check those out over the course of a few days. But more importantly, we did really spend some time on the water with some great people. Some of our friends from Whitehall joined us for an afternoon excursion. We learned a lot about fishing this week, about fishing offshore, about fishing inshore when it's tough, and making big moves offshore out into the Never Land, out into the abyss.
Yeah, so I think we'll do a tournament recap after this is done. It'll probably be a live video. But a good experience. Yeah. I think we learned a lot this week, and we learned a lot about Aqua Traction as well. So here's the guys. I'm gonna let Jeremy take it over and introduce the people from Aqua Traction, and let's talk about their stuff.
Sounds good.
All right.
So we've just spent a couple of awesome days on the water, fishing with some friends here from Aqua Traction. We got some people in the room with us today. So we spent this time out there the last couple of days with pretty frustrating conditions. Beautiful weather. I mean, it was amazing on the water. It's been kind of flat, calm, and a lot of bugs and a lot of cotton. So we've been dealing with that. But mostly the fishing has been pretty darn terrible. So
I would concur.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough, rough couple days of fishing. But we've managed to put together some bites, and we got some people on some fish and had some fun. So we thought we'd bring Aqua Traction in for a couple of days and spend some time on the water. So for those of you who don't already know, we've done 2 Aqua Traction installs this year. One on the Jupiter, on the 41 Jupiter, which is only a year and a half old. And so it was an interesting idea for us to put Aqua Traction in, even though we have a T-Calm deck, and I think the blend is awesome. It works really well together. But we also totally refit our 1989 Tiara. So we have a 33 Tiara that's run by Captain Adam in Ludington, and we did a total refit this year, and we really brought that boat back to life with some Aqua Traction. So we kind of wanted to share our experience with Aqua Traction with you guys, and talk about really, kind of, Joel, you've had it for a couple of years. I want to know more about, your experience with Aqua Traction and how it's been.
Yeah, so we're like 3 years plus into Aqua Traction right now. There's a lot of obvious benefits to Aqua Traction, including how you feel after you fish for the entire day. But this year was kind of a crazy year. We had some rough water earlier in the year. We kind of launched our ice maker, Jeremy, and kind of crashed in the Aqua Traction floor. Yeah, but the cool part about Aqua Traction is when you design your boat, they actually digitize it into sections. So to replace a piece of your Aqua Traction is quite simple when you launch your ice maker like I did this year. Yeah, so by the way, so it works really, really well. It's a small piece, easy change. The product has held up really, really well for us. Like I said, obvious comfort benefits. Cleaning is still easy compared to what we see in the market. It's super easy, right?
Yeah.
So, and we've had really good luck with it as far as like color holding up, no UV issues, and those type of things. So yeah, we love the product still. It totally enhances the value of the boat, makes the boat look great, besides all the creature comforts you get with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're noticing right away. I mean, I literally got on the boat, on the Jupiter, after it was installed, and I just standing on the deck and doing normal tasks, just like retying leaders and doing stuff, getting ready to go. I'm like, this is amazing. Yeah, I was like, I'm in love with this. I mean, like right away, that was my first words. Like, I sent Austin a text. I'm like, I'm in love. I mean, it was like, just being on the boat for 5 minutes with it, it totally has a different feel. And the boat looks so much better. And, one of our big struggles with the Jupiter and the non-skid that they have is really hard to keep clean. Our boat the floor always looked dirty. No matter how much we scrubbed, no matter how much we bleached, no matter what we did, never get it clean.
Yep.
And that came from the factory that way. And I think it was, right away people walked on with grease and when it got delivered, and it just never came out. And so you look at it right now, it looks like a totally different boat, and it's really awesome.
Yep.
It really looks good. Then, today out there, we, one of our friends from Aqua Traction here caught a nice big lake trout, and promptly stuck the fingers right in the gills, and of course we had
blood everywhere.
Yeah, it's of course what happens when you put your fingers in the gills, which is cool. So we had like literally blood all over the back deck, and all we did was grab the hose and spray it, and that was immediately gone. I was like, how is that even possible? But it really was. I mean, one of the tips that we got was it does help to keep it wet, but while you're fishing, if you're going to put stuff down or if you're going to get bloody, it does clean up a little bit easier if you get it wet first. So it makes it that much faster. You don't really have to even scrub it. You just literally spray it with a hose. So
Yep. And those lake trout are slimy, aren't they?
they're very slimy.
I don't know how many times I've caught that man going over, right? Because he slips out.
Right.
Now with Aqua Traction, you're stuck.
Yeah.
So catch the lake trout, flip them on the deck, no problem. You're good. You're not falling overboard.
I don't touch fish, so I don't know. I don't want to get my boat dirty. I'm up at home, just in the air conditioning, driving. So, one of the questions that I had for Austin, when you were on the boat with us, is like, what are the recommendations as far as care goes? Like, how do we take care of the product? How do we keep it looking good? How do we know that what we're putting on the product isn't going to cause an issue? So can you maybe speak to that a little bit, just on what are the care recommendations for Aqua Traction?
So being polyethylene, it's a very durable product. And as far as cleaning goes, just use a stiff bristle brush. And, if you get something that's oily, use some sort of degreaser, maybe Simple Green or dish soap or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite on the boat is Dawn dish soap. I mean, we really do use it a lot. And we do use Simple Green. We try to stay away from Simple Green on any wax surface because we don't want to strip the wax off. And I don't know if it does or doesn't. I've heard both stories. But, I noticed Dawn cleans it up pretty good. And we actually have put a little Simple Green on it. And that seems to be fine, too. So it seems to clean up pretty nice. So
have you seen the video that Josh put out about how you clean Aqua Traction floor when you write down with Sharpie markers and all kinds of crazy stuff?
Actually, I have not seen the
It's
video.
amazing.
Yeah.
Tell us what you use on that there.
No,
Josh.
I mean, we've done a couple different videos, stain resistant videos. You can go on YouTube and find them. But we took walnut wood stain on one of them and dumped that all over it. I mean, it's a pretty extreme case. I don't think that too many people are going to be carrying walnut wood stain on their boat. If you do, it'll come out of Aqua Traction, so that's nice. And then we also had one of our employees go and find a laser ink cartridge, and so it was blue ink, poked a hole in that, dumped it all over the floor once again. I don't think that too many people are going to be bringing laser ink cartridges on their boat, but if you do, it'll come out of Aqua Traction. So we've done both those stain resistance testings, probably as extreme as it's going to get, and we can literally get everything to look back to the way that it did when we started.
Josh, can you talk about like what's the expected durability of the product? So let's say a guy, a person is considering putting this investment into the boat. I mean, you have an older boat, and the floors are always dinged up, and that you've had some soft spots repaired, and the gel coat doesn't match, or you don't want to get them repaired and you just want to fix that problem. What kind of a lifespan would you expect for someone who puts this on their boat?
Yeah, that's a good question. We get that question all the time. And I mean, it's a hard question to give a specific answer to because you got some people that rarely use their boat. You got some people that use their boat religiously every single day. And so obviously there's going to be a different lifespan from each of those extreme cases. But to give you an example, we were just recently down in Miami fishing with one of our captains that we work with. His name is Captain Dean Panos. He's fishing daily. He's one of the best bill fishermen, sail fishermen in the country. Mm-hmm. And he uses the boat every single day. We're down there, we're catching king mackerel, we're catching tuna, we're catching, sailfish. We're completely destroying this boat. Come back to the dock, go through, hit it with some bleach, scrub brush, clean it up. Floor looks perfect on there. It'd been in his boat for 2 years, and it still looks like the day that we stuck that in there. And one of the examples that he gave was, he said, the thing that I really like about this floor, I think that a good example of the floor is that I have to change all 4 of my engines every single year. I put so many hours on my engines that I have to swap out my engines every single year, but with Aqua Traction flooring, I'm going to get at least 3 to 4 years out of it. So that's probably most extreme case. Normal people, 7 to 10 years.
Nice. Yeah. So I think you get a lot of bang for your buck, and I think that's one of the things that makes this product so appealing is you can really take an older boat and really make it for the money that you're going to spend. I don't think there's another single investment that you can make into the boat to really bring it back to life. I mean, and it's noticeable instantly. You know, I mean, there are a lot of things that you can do to a boat. You can have it painted, you can have, you know, fiberglass work done, you can have gel coat repaired, but you don't really notice those changes. This is an actual change that you really notice, and I think it actually increases the value of the boat, kind of like Joel was saying, but it makes the boat so much nicer to use. And that's the key. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck. So it's not only does it provide you with some benefits, you know, physically, but you also get this curb appeal to the boat that, you know, is a small investment for how much you get out of it, I think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And those tier guys with the crazy non-skid, oh my goodness. Are you tired of scrubbing on it? Are you tired of looking bad? Are you tired of fixing it all the time? Put Aqua Traction on it. Solves the problem.
So I recall a couple of years ago, and one of the reasons that I really wanted to put Aqua Traction on the Jupiter was, you know, I'm a big fella and I've got a few miles on me. But I remember specifically a conversation that you and I were having about one of your crew members and about how this has been really a game changer for him. So I was wondering if you could maybe speak to that.
Yeah. So my deck boss, if you want to call him that, had a really severe car accident where his ankle was broken. Right above his ankle on his leg was broken. And it took surgeries. It took, I think, 3 surgeries to put it back together. So, and multiple plates and screws and so forth, so he could walk. Well, on my old boat, we didn't have Aqua Traction. Mm-hmm. And literally 6-7 hours of fishing, we would take a bucket, fill it full of ice, and stick his leg in it at the end of the day so he could walk again. Mm-hmm. That's how significant it was for him. Aqua Traction got it on our boat currently, right, 3.5 years in. And right now, he has not seen a bucket of ice yet since Aqua Traction hit the boat. Cool. So it substantially reduces the stress on your body, without a doubt. He's a great example of what it really means for somebody that has some sort of structural issue in their body. And then if you're on a boat for an extended period of time, Aqua Traction makes a big difference.
He probably wouldn't even come fishing with me.
He might not. Yeah, we quit it too. You know, you don't quit till 6. So.
His sun's still up at 6. I mean, I'm still just making my next run. When I built the Jupiter, one of the reasons that I decided to go with the 41 Sport Bridge was the option for a semi-custom factory boat. And you know, for those who know me, I mean, I'm very specific about the way that I want things and the way that I like things, and everything has a purpose. And so one of the things that was also very appealing about, you know, the process of working with Aqua Traction was the ability to customize the layout, not only the layout, but also include logos, rulers. I had Austin build me a couple of custom pads that were not on the floor where we set things to keep them from sliding, because up until this point we've been using drawer liner, the grippy drawer liner all over the boat. Like when you get on the boat, there's a roll of it, and we literally cut, you know, 4 times a day we cut this drawer liner out so that things don't slide around, so I have a tendency to drive kind of fast. And but you know, in all seriousness, one of the things that really annoys me is when, like, you know, we hit a wave, the Seakeeper's not on, and baits start spilling out onto the floor, or something like that happens. And so, you know, I approached Austin and I said, hey, you know, can you build me some custom pads in a few different areas on the boat that we can set things? And one thing I've noticed is there's no more drawer liner. I mean, everything's stay in place, you know, right where we put it. My binoculars, my battery chargers, all that stuff has a home, and it stays there all day, and it never once has slid off those pads. So, you know, can you kind of speak, maybe Nick, you can speak to the custom, you know, the customization that you have and what you offer, and some of the kind of the things that you've seen people do?
Sure. I mean, basically the sky's the limits. If we can design it, we can do it. So we can do everything from just a basic border pattern all the way to a 2-color 2 pattern. It just depends on how you're going to use the boat. We look at your upholstery, we look at your canvas. You know, that's something that's unique with Aqua Traction. We're going to get right with the customer. We're going to see what your needs are, what your wants are. We're going to give you our experience as far as colors, designs, with how you're using the boat. And basically, like I said, the sky's the limits. Mm-hmm. I mean, something very simple and elegant on the boat for the cruiser style boats. You know, some of the fishing guys, like you said, putting rulers on there, doing dash pads, some things where tackle's not falling off when you go on plane. Mm-hmm. You know, you hit a wave that comes through. There's many things that we can do for you guys.
So Nick, I heard something today actually about you're able to design actually insets and color changes into the floor pattern itself. Is that true? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, most of our colors are, you know, a top color, a bottom color. So we're routering down into that bottom color, doing a teak pattern, let's say, doing a diamond pattern like you guys have on the aft deck there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, basically just let us know what you want and we can put it in. You know, logos, charter boats, you know, anything.
Yeah, we built the Real to Real logo into the Tiara. I think it looks really great for the pictures. So that's what, when you see our deck pictures for this year, you'll see the logos that we put in, and I think it really adds to that shot. I mean, I'm not a big fan of hanging 20 fish on a board and taking pictures. I like to take pictures of the experience, and really show those. I think it says more about what's going on. But I think having some fish on the deck and with the logos in the background looks really good for us, and it's good for helping us promote our business. So I think it's cool. On the Jupiter, I was even able to put the boat name into the top of the live well cover, which is cool because with the outboards you can't really see the boat name. So I was able to add another way of kind of when someone walks up, they know what boat it is. And I think it's just really, really cool how many different options there were, and really tied in. Even in a brand new boat, it tied in really, really well.
Yeah, another unique thing that I like you guys have, you got your ruler up top for tying leaders.
Right.
A lot of guys, you need something like that. It's not just for measuring fish,
Yeah.
It's also protecting that top deck. A lot of people, when we were on the boat, my cell phone was up there.
Yeah.
Our drinks are up there.
Yeah.
You're not damaging it. You're throwing baits up there. They're not moving. They're not flying on the ground. You're not stepping on hooks.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no hooks on the deck for us, for sure. We try really hard to always have a home for everything. And, that pad is in our bait. We have a bait station in the back deck, and that's where we tie everything. And it's nice. We just got an 18-inch ruler. If we need something longer, we just use multiple lengths of that 18-inch, and it's always right there ready to go. And it looks good. That's the other part. It really does look nice. It's sharp.
Mm-hmm.
With Aqua Traction, one of the amazing things that they do is they have a dealer network that actually works in unison, conjunction. They follow the lead from the directors from Aqua Traction, and one of the main directives they have is to work with you. So you get personal contact, you get personal attention, you get the customization we talked about earlier, but you actually get to work with an individual who sees your project through from the start to the finish with you. And Jen has a lot of experience with that. She's been doing this for a long time, Jen. So
Yeah.
how does it actually work? How does the experience with the customer work for you?
Yeah, so we have a huge dealer network, and that's, I think, one of the things that sets us apart is the experience that we give the customer from the first phone call when we introduce ourselves and meet the customer, talk about the boat, find out kind of what they want. We schedule an appointment. We come right out to the boat. We all have portable digitizers, so we come out, we scan the boat, every single boat, exactly the areas where you want, so we can give you a custom product to give you a custom fit and finish. From there, we take the files, we put them into the design, we actually apply the pattern, the logos, whatever you've decided that you want, we apply that to the pattern. We then give you a complete design. You get to approve everything before the order is cut. Once you sign off and give us your approval, it goes into production, the order is cut, and when it's ready, we come back and do a full install for you. So start to finish, we walk you through every step of the phase.
Yeah, so one of the great things about Aqua Traction is they're kind of working with a real close timeline. They do everything they can to meet a small window, right, Jen? So what typically is start to finish timeline for you?
Typically, you can expect from scan to install about a 3-week turnaround, which is pretty incredible for such a custom product.
Yeah, and the great thing about that too is you think your boat is always the same because it's a production boat. Trust me, it's not. Things are different. And so the cool part about Aqua Traction is your boat. Your individual boat, right, is measured by your technicians, right?
Every single
boat. And then
boat.
every boat is fit to size of how that boat is actually manufactured.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, and that's one thing I noticed on mine is like the fit is perfect.
Yes.
I mean, it is literally like laser precise perfect. Every little radius, every little hatch, every hatch latch is, I mean, there's not a flaw in it. It is absolutely 100% right. And it's obvious when you look up, and I think it speaks to the value again. I think the product. One of the things that I noticed, and this is a tiny bit sentimental, but after spending a couple days with you guys, it seems like a very family focused kind of company, and I think it feels homegrown. It was like I was a little bit nervous. I don't know what to expect when I'm bringing people on the boat to pre-fish for 2 days. Most people don't want to pre-fish with me because I fish pretty hard, and it's like, when are we going to eat? But I mean, it's true. I spend a lot of time on the water. I fish long days. I'm not afraid to go where the fish are, and everyone was just awesome on the boat and just great people. So, I mean, I really had a great experience with you guys. I think it was nice meeting you all and working with you. And it was really enjoyable to spend time together on the boat and, you know, get to experience a lot of Lake Michigan. We saw a lot of Lake Michigan the last few days, and it was really fun. And I really appreciate the opportunity that we had to spend time together and go fishing. And I'm really excited to work with the company, and I think it's a really great product. And I really encourage everyone to take this opportunity to maybe consider putting it in your boat. So if you're interested in having someone come and give you a quote on your boat or putting Aqua Traction on your boat, here's the website. And we'll leave a link in the description. If you find the video helpful, feel free to leave a comment. We really like the input, the nice comments only, no mean comments to us. But no, seriously, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully we put some information out for you. Again, we've had a very good experience with Aqua Traction, and I just want to say thanks, Josh, for all the support for the channel, support for everything that we've got going on. This company is believing in us and is interested in what we're doing to try to bring you more information. And so, here they are. And if we really like to give some support back to them. So, Josh will help us get you in touch with the right person. And again, we really thank you for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you on the water soon.